Hey, how are you doing tonight or today? Whenever you're watching this, I hope that you are doing excellent today. So this is a very personal ramble. If you don't know who I am, my name is Nick, and I'm an ASMR artist. That's why I make an ASMR video, but I wanted to talk to you guys today about my life, give you a little update on what's been going on in my world, and there's been a lot of stuff in the last few months, so I'm going to tell you what's happened, where I am, and where I hope to be going, and I hope while telling you all that, you get to relax and rest. So if you enjoy this, please leave a like and say hi in the comments so I can introduce myself. But yeah, so as I'm recording this, it's March 20th, which is almost a week before you're watching this, but it's kind of going to be similar to my life when you see this. The last time I talked to you guys, I moved out of my apartment that I was living in for a year and a half in Los Angeles. I went up to Portland, Oregon. I drove up like the entire West Coast, which is around like a 16-hour drive, to do a writer's retreat up there. I rented a cabin. That's a lie. I rented an apartment where I was subletting from a woman, and I went there for the month to work on a screenplay that I'm writing, that I want my next project to be, and it was amazing. I basically hermited. I didn't know anyone really in Portland, and I basically locked in and did my script and watched movies, and it was something I've always wanted to do. I think I've told you guys that before. I've always wanted to go up to Portland and write, and it's because the film I'm writing takes place there, and I just had a calling to go there. So yeah, and I felt amazing. It was just so perfect. Like, I don't know if you ever get that feeling when you do something and you just, everything falls into place. That's exactly what that was. So I did that for a month. I hit my goals somewhat, although I didn't get the page count I wanted, which is fine. If you want to hear more about that, I can do that in another ramble. But February ended. I drove back down to LA. All my stuff was put in storage. My car was put away. And I basically flew over back to the East Coast because my brother was having a kid, and I'm an uncle now, which is crazy. So I came back, and it's kind of crazy because I was March 21st, which when I'm filming this would have been tomorrow, and I flew in March 5th. It was red eye. It was terrible. It was. I left LA at like 8, and I got in Massachusetts at like 5 a.m. It's like a 6-hour flight. It's like landing at 2 a.m. in California, and I was in a middle seat, and it was terrible. When I landed, I was waiting to get picked up for my family, because my mother was picking me up, bless her heart. I found out the kid was born, so my niece was born right when I landed, which was crazy. I was standing outside waiting to get picked up, and I got the text and the photos, to the point where I told my mom, I was like, did you check her phone? And she's like, what? And it was cool. And then that day, I remember I got home, I slept, and then we went over to the hospital, and I met my niece. And yeah, I picked her up, and I immediately cried, which was really cool. And just like a waterfall just like fell out of my eyes. And I looked at her, and she's just so cute. And I think the coolest thing is also just seeing someone you love, like, go through that process. Like, seeing my brother become a dad is one of the coolest things I get to experience in life right now, and I feel so lucky I'm here to experience it. I love that man, and he's funny. He's the type of guy where I think some things haven't hit him yet, so it's kind of fun getting to like see things before maybe he realizes. I think he realizes he's having a kid, but yeah, definitely is just focusing on the future. So it was really nice. Like, I basically hung out and saw him and her like every day. Organically, it just ended up working that way, and so I'm also here. This is my new setup with my family, so I'm back with my family for a bit, and I now want to tell you what's been going on. So I've always planned to come here in March for my niece, but now that I don't have an apartment because I wouldn't say I got kicked out, I got asked to move out. It was still very crappy situation. No one ever likes to feel like they're being forced to leave, but I will say that it was a blessing in disguise, because I think I asked God or the universe to really give me an out of LA. Just because something there didn't feel like it was clicking, and I am very stubborn as a person. I'm very hardworking and ambitious, and can be very consistent, but I'm stubborn, so it's hard for me to quit things. So this moving also allowed me to do my writer's retreat, and now I'm here in Massachusetts without a home back in LA, so I am kind of in limbo. I don't have a job, and some new things have happened, so I'm going to tell you some new things that are happening in my life. I am, get ready, not to make a big deal, but I am potentially, well, I don't really know, we don't know what the next months are, but I'm potentially changing my career, and I'm taking a boot camp right now, like a class in UX design, which is basically just means user experience design, and it's basically, the job entails psychology, and you're basically creating the user experience for online design. So if you have an app or you have a company, like a website, they will hire a UX designer to basically research and figure out how to best showcase the product to the customer and how the customer can have the best experience with the server, the service, the website, the app. And the cool thing is a UX designer's job is to make it as easy for the customer to get what they need. It has a lot of empathy for the user. It's not really about the company, it's about users and the story that they take them on throughout apps and stuff. So you might be like, this is me too, you might be like, whoa, Nick, this came out of left field. I know. So when I was in, it was really amazing when I was in Portland in February. I was doing my writing, right, and I was so locked in that when I had time off, I actually felt very inspired. And so I remember I like, this sounds so dumb, but I hit up chat GPT, and I basically typed in, I was like, hey, this is everything I love. These are all the things important to me. But I'm missing stability. What are potential jobs or some things I haven't researched I might be into? And there were a lot of different things. One of them I was looking into is therapy. Another thing I was looking into was coaching, which I want to do. And other things is UX design. And I looked into everything. I was like, do I want to go back to school for law? Do I want to go and be a therapist? And what was really inspiring by the way that I did this is that I always feel like I need to make these big decisions that totally pivot me, that I'll like lose things very black and white versus things being add-ons in my life. So, or that's how I view it, at least, I don't know. And the thing is, with this, I was creating a B and C plan for my life. So for the last 2 years, I love film, you know that. I love YouTube. I love creating things. But my support system, my foundation, my stability has been terrible. I have been barely making enough money to go through rent. I've been barely making money to really like feed myself, to like, it's just been so tight that if anything bad happened, I would have been not in a great place, let's put that. Luckily I have family for support, so that's amazing, and I'm not really in debt, but I've been living this life because my main priority in life is to make films and is to make art to change the world. That's something I feel so deeply called to do. But in the meantime, while I have thrown myself into that, I have neglected my own needs. And so I'm trying to reclaim that and create a life that I have my needs taken care of. And that means finding a more stable job. Now, I usually used to think that a more stable job was like going back to school, like doing law, doing a new career. However, as you might know, but there's this illusion of school, like going back to school, that it guarantees you a job, and it doesn't. And I basically knew that right now in life, I feel like this will change, because I've been so restrictive of this that I haven't allowed myself to grow in other ways, but it's just because it's how much I want it right now, at least in life. But my ABC plan, my A plan is like the dream is to make films my dream. I would love that. B is YouTube. I would love to make a living off of YouTube, do this full time, create a community off of YouTube that I get to make films, right? Make money off of, but maybe I don't make accolades. C, I was like, okay, both of those things take time. What is a job that I can do that can make a decent amount of money that is creative that I might like? And that's how we came up with UX. My brother's friend also does UX and he loves it, and I've been at a place in my life right now where I don't know what to do, so I am just doing something. I'm just trying something, and it's kind of scary being like, crap, I don't know what I'm doing, but I started the boot camp this week, and it's 6 months long. It's part-time. It's like 20 hours a week. It's through Springboard, and basically they help you set up a portfolio. You learn how to do the whole cycle of UX, and then you leave the boot camp with a portfolio, and hopefully learn how to network and get interviews for jobs and stuff. So that's my journey right now. So I'm taking classes and I'm doing this, but then I'm also going to try and look for work, remote gigs, or anything to make money, because I do have some things coming up in the future, which I'll talk about. I am excited to do that I will need money for. So presently I'm at home. I will probably stay here until May, so I'll be here for a few months, I think, to save money. My car and stuff is back in LA, and then I'll hopefully find a work. If I can't find work here, I might sublet back in LA, and I will hopefully do project work there to make some income, because come May I'm going to be going to EDC, which is the Electronic Daisy Carnival. I've always wanted to go. It's EDM music in Las Vegas. It is something I've always wanted to do, and I'm going with my friend Troy, who you've seen on this channel. It's for a whole weekend in May, and then after that, so I want to spend some money for that, because we're in Vegas, right? After that, my best friend from college, I have his bachelor party in the Hamptons, and then I have his wedding right after that in Carmel, California. It's going to be so bougie, holy mackerel, but it's really exciting because that wedding is two people that were in college. I think I said this. There was 4 of us that were best friends. The guy and the girl, it was like 4 of us. Like me, it was me and G were both gay or whatever, and then the 2 straight people, the guy and the girl, got together and they're getting married. So it's a huge deal. Like, my favorite people are getting married. And so I want to save money for that. We'll see after that what happens. There's a chance that maybe I drive my car back here and I stay here, which I don't know. To be honest, I'm trying to just think less and just feel how my body feels. I have, for the last few years, felt very away from family and force myself to do things I didn't want to do. And the fact that my niece is here now, I'm happy to be here, and I don't know how long I'll be here, but I'm just giving myself some grace to not really know what to do yet, you know, and trying to enjoy this. My sister just came in like yesterday, and she'll be here for a few weeks, and it's nice because I'm actually with her alone without her boyfriend, because they're always together, and he's grown on me a lot. I do like him a lot. as well. Yeah, and then I have been trying to hang out with some people here, but that's the other thing, so, I'm trying to get in a routine here. The classes so far have been really nice. It's nice to be learning again and to, feel like you're doing something. I think I've been feeling in limbo because I want to work hard. I want to do something good. I want to make money. And I want to do something that's not tied up with how good of a person I am. And I realize that film is tied up in that. And I need to maybe break out of that, but it is tied to my worth in some sense. And I think that is what debilitates me actually a lot from doing things, from creating things, because it means a lot that, I care so much about it that to put it out there, I'm afraid that if it's not good, it means that I'm not good. That's not what it should be. If I'm doing art and stuff, making films, it needs to be a little bit more detached, and it's not. And so I think that's what's fascinating, and maybe it doesn't need to be, but I can't make a living off that. If I get debilitated where I can't share things, or I'm not working on it because it means too much, or maybe I don't want to work on it, I can't make a living off it, and I can't force myself to, so I think it will benefit me to find a job that I can do that is outside of entertainment, that I can then, once I feel stable enough, I can do my films and stuff, because I won't be relying on success to be worthy of me not being foundationally stable. You know what I mean? So there's that pressure too. I was not financially stable or sound, so it put more pressure on me to do well with my films, or to make sure that sacrifice was worthy of the accolades or the knowledge that I'm doing something well, and that was debilitating me. And to be honest, just talking that now, I'm just processing that. Maybe that's how I view it, because something's changing. As we said, something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's games. So far for second guessing. So yeah. So we're seeing how things go. I've been not really reluctant, but a little reluctant to do a live update video, because change is scary, and I know for me, I find it really fun to document these things on the channel. For you guys that care, it means a lot. You guys mean the world to me. I hope you know that, because I don't take it for granted that you guys actually care about my life, or you just like to listen. I know not everyone that visits the channel cares as deeply, so I appreciate that a lot. But I will say that change is scary, and I think a lot of the time on this channel, I try to be someone that inspires other people. I want to be someone that someone will look at me and be like, whoa, he can do it, so can I. And I try so hard to do that I don't allow myself to not be 100% about things, and to not fail. And this is something I could potentially feel that I might, and I need to be okay with that, and I am, and I'm just trying something right now, and that's uncomfortable for me, because I sensitive, so like, I guess us talking about it, it's interesting because sometimes when we talk on lives and stuff, we talk very candidly about our lives, which I love, but, you know, we all have our shells, and some things are more sensitive. This is one of those things because it's new. So, I'm sharing it because I do want this to be stamped in history on our channel, so it's like I could go back and be like, oh my god, that's when we started that, or had that realization, or whatever, but yeah, I'm in a new, uncomfy zone, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm okay with that, and that's where we are, and in the next couple months we'll figure things out. I could go back to LA. There's so many people I love in LA. I've been realizing things I miss about LA. Some of the things I miss about LA are the people I left. Just realizing like how deeply loved I am there by some people. I feel so seen there by some people, and in other ways I feel so unseen. That place is a place that the dreamers go. People who live there are dreamers. They're dreaming about becoming successful, famous, acting, music. It's so inspiring. It's so awesome. But it's also so, I wouldn't say superficial. It is, but it's also so delusional. In a sense, it feels so out of reality. And the reason because of that is because the way to get the things that you want is not presented in a way that you can actually get it. The illusion, think about this, entertainment is all about the guys. Think about every actor that talks to you about their movie, or they talk about how they became famous. It's always an underdog story, right? Isn't that weird? Every story is an underdog story. How you get your role, how do you get a job, how you become an actor or writer, thing. All of those stories are stories. They have been created and told to all of them so that people keep trying to do it. But it's not necessarily the truth on the reality of that career. And that's something I realized. People will tell you, oh, you want to be a writer, just network and find writer PA gigs and you'll do it. You want to direct, like reach out to people and you'll direct. And at some points you can do that, and maybe I don't have the hustle in me to continue it, but also it just seems like there's no simple way to go. And so it's hard. It's a hustle. And I'm just exhausted, and I don't care. I don't care if I give up, okay? If I give up, so what? So what if I never want to do that again? I don't care. It's my life. And I'm okay. I'm like, that's the thing. That's what's been really hard for me recently. It's like I'm learning I have to let go of things that are really important to me, because if they really are important to me, they'll still be there. I'm focusing on my C, not my B or my A. I'm focusing on just getting a good foundation, so it's different for me, but it's weird. But I'm excited, and I do feel like I'm changing, so yeah. I'm tired, but yeah, that's kind of my update. And so yeah, I'm an uncle. I'm in school right now, basically. I'm doing looking for a job. I'm learning to let go of LA. I'm also might go back. Being away, I'm also it's coming to me like why I love LA and the jobs and stuff. So it's a very I'm beginning to things, so it's exciting. But yeah. So that's everything. My script, I'm hopefully going to be working more on it in February, and I will still be working on my film and stuff, so I don't know, life is just scary. I'm yourself for the outcome, you know? So, I also apologize if the light on this video is too bright. I kind of noticed that earlier. Oops. But I couldn't really do much about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this life's ramble update. Overall, I'm excited for my future. I'm enjoying the course. I'm glad I'm with my niece. I'm going slow, and I think everything's gonna be okay. And I think I'm meant to be where I'm meant to be, so it's exciting. It's just weird, so I don't know. So we'll see. But no one's told you. I hope you had a wonderful day. Thank you for all the good you do, and allow yourself to grow. And that's honestly what my tattoo is. It's flowers. I know this line, it looks like just one, but they're two flowers. And they're based off of my short film, Flowers, which is on the channel. And that whole film is about allowing yourself to bloom and to grow and to change. And so I'm learning to change too. So whenever I look at that, I go, okay, we can change. So we can change, and we can change, and we can change. So, if you made it this far, I hope you found this interesting. You can kind of tell, like, I am going through things that it's kind of hard for me to articulate, so I'm kind of doing the best I can, so give me grace. But also thank you for listening and watching. I think it'll all make sense in hindsight, and thank you for supporting this channel, thank you for being here.